Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Walisa. I am an emergency medicine doctor in the United Kingdom. I have completed the first half of my training, which is known as ACCS, which stands for Acute Care and Common STEM. As a part of that program, for those who are familiar with my channel, I have been doing my exams, and last year I actually finished the third part of the three-part MRCEM exams, which you need for the membership to the Royal College of Emergency Medicine. Yay! So I finished that. This video should have happened since last year. However, I haven't created any content in a really long time, and so it's a long time coming, and I just wanted to pick up back where I left off. So with regards to the MRCEM OSCE, which I said is the third part of the Royal College of Emergency Medicine membership exam, what it is, it's an OSCE, which is a practical exam. It's made up of 16 stations. Each station is 8 minutes. You have 1 minute reading time, and there's also 2 rest stations as well, so a total of 18 stations. And the breakdown of these stations with regards to what you can expect, it's against our specialty learning outcomes. And I have the breakdown here. You could just take a minute to pause and read, and I'm just gonna go over what it is. So basically, there are, for SLO1, you have complex stable patient, and you're going to get 3 stations based off of that, and then you're going to be expected to answer questions, and this comes in the form of some sort of prioritization, where they see how well you can prioritize which patient you would see first, what would you do first, etc. So that's your SLO2, and then there's 2 resuscitations for SLO3, and for that I would recommend just having your ALS, ATLS up to date. And if you do the course close to your exam, then it's like practice, where like you go over all the steps of what's the right way to do it with regards to resuscitation and the steps to show, etc. I'm sure you guys do it every day, and it's just a part of your skill set. But if it's something that you're nervous about, taking the course close to the exam, I think, is a really good opportunity to just get back into that habit of performing in front of people and doing the necessary skills that's been done on a mannequin rather than in person. And then SLO4, which is the injured patient, that's 2 of those, and often it's with regards to some sort of fracture, how you manage that sort of injury. And then you have PEM, which is the Pediatric Emergency Medicine, which is the SLO5. And for this, if you are a person who's not very comfortable with regards to pediatric emergency medicine, maybe you haven't done your pediatric block yet, I would recommend doing your EPALs. I did my EPALs not too close to my exam, I think like the month before, so I was like this, I'd already done it, I'd already been over the algorithm. I had a day we were just going over and over it. I believe it was 2 days. I did a 2-day course, so that station came really well to me just because I had that practice not too long ago of engaging in pediatric emergency and pediatric resuscitation, especially if you're in a hospital where you don't see a lot of pediatric emergency. They would be really good to do. I highly recommend actually doing your EPALs if you're due for it before your examination. Then number 2, then SLO6 would be procedural skills, and this could be anything. It could be demonstrating procedural sedation, cardioversion, it can be wound suturing, it could be literally anything. It's based off of the skills that we're expected to know by our third years. If you go into your Kaizen portfolio, they'll have a list of procedural skills that you're supposed to know, and it's just with regards to staying hands-on and keep practicing your skills. Some hospitals have procedural days, so if you're a person, there's a skill you're not comfortable, I would say either try to book in with your simulation team, or you can go on the procedural skill day and then you cover a whole host of skills, so that you're prepared for the exam and whatever may come. And then SLO7, complex challenging situation, and in interviews, in exams, they like to have the difficult patient, they like to have breaking bad news, and these are things that we do every day. And then finally, supervise and teach. For the supervise and teach station, before going into the exam, one of the advice I was given with regards to supervising and teaching is that method of you first find out what the person knows, and then you do a little teaching, and then you make a plan to come back. So that's all well and good, but I feel in the exam it was more about the delivery of the teaching rather than, I still try to incorporate that advice because I think it's good advice, it's good teaching advice in regards to, but the interaction wasn't quite there when I asked, like, what do you know, what are you trying to learn, and try to set the objectives. So that didn't particularly work for me. I think the most important thing in these stations is delivering the teaching, and then you can end off with regards to, it might be worth starting with what they know, and then they might say they don't know anything, and then you teach quickly. So don't spend too long setting the scene of teaching. Teach, find out what they know. I don't know anything, okay, fine, teach you a little bit, and then you can always say, okay, well, I want you to go and read on this, etc., etc. In that station, to me it was still testing our knowledge rather than the delivery itself of the teaching, if that makes sense. So now let's talk about, so we've spoken about the structure and I've gone into pieces, and just to summarize, for your resuscitation stations, make sure you have your ALS, EPALS, ATLS, and if you can do them closer to the exam, great, you're going to be on it. For your procedural skills, consider doing a procedural course, or just contacting your simulation team and having that practice prior to the exam, or just try to do as many hands-on things. Like, I remember leading up to my examination, that was the time before I was good with chest drains, so I let my whole department know, listen, I need to do a chest drain. If there's a chest drain, call me. I'm gonna come from home and do it. Luckily I got a few chest drains and I was okay. Chest drain did not come on my examination, but I was ready for it, and it's just about trying to be as hands-on as possible leading up to the exam. How did I prep? This book is all you need for this exam. This book is so good. Like, you can see, like, I went through everything is, and then I love adding on my notes to it. It gives you a nice breakdown with regards to the examination, inspection, different scenarios, in addition to, and it covers all aspects of the exam. So it covers procedure, it covers dealing with complex situation, it covers simple examination, it covers simple history taking, complex history taking. Everything you need is in this book. I know you've just finished your MRCEM intermediate, and if you're like the majority of us, you were a bit traumatized by it. I really was. I thought this exam would have been really hard based on how hard the intermediate was. It was not. It's a simple exam. It's passable. You just have to put in the work. So I used this book, and then I practiced with colleagues maybe 2 or 3 times. Yeah, 3 to 4 times I would say. That was all I did, and I was able to comfortably pass the examination without any problems. With any exam, recognize your weak area, and you're going to spend more time on your weak area versus other areas, of course. So for me, the area I was terrified of was MSK, just because I haven't done a lot of minors. Like, the majority of my career has been either resus or majors, and that's what I'm comfortable with. So when it comes to minor and examining, I think we know the big thing. Like, we check for neurovascular status, we know the big things, but with regards to like the finer details that you have to do for an exam, that is what I was not ready for. And so a lot of my time was spent preparing musculoskeletal examination, and that's what I actually practiced with my colleagues, how to get that done. So grab a friend, grab a family member, grab a pillow. You can, you take a pillow. If you don't have friends or family nearby, you can make a pillow man, and you talk to your pillow man and you pretend to examine your pillow man. It's just about getting into that practice when it comes to preparing for a practical examination. What else? Overall, it's a simple exam, as I said. It's not real patients, and I think this is the other thing that caught me. I expected, because I know like PACEs, they use real patients. It's not real patients, it's actors. So I think that was a bit challenging for me. And then to remember, sometimes they might mention that they have pain in one location, but they needed to say another location. So just be careful, and it would be better to do more. Ask for more examination. If it's musculoskeletal, ask for x-ray. Do these things instead of saying, oh well, it's not hitting on any of for x-ray. Just, it doesn't hurt. Ask for the x-ray, and then unless they say no x-ray is available, then okay, at least you asked for it. It's better for them to say it's not available than for you to miss asking for it, if that makes sense. I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions for me with regards to the exam, feel free to ask and let me know. But as I mentioned, it's a simple exam. It's a lot easier than the intermediate, so don't be intimidated. Get the book, grab 2 friends, and practice. And I wish everyone the best with regards to passing this examination. Alright, thank you for listening. Bye.